All right, everybody. We're talking about names. Names. Now I grew up in America, right? And names don't really mean anything in America, right? They don't. Um, and like Americans will give you a nickname, right? They'll give you a nickname, right? Like let's say you have some Muslim guy from Texas, right? And they're like, well, what's your name? And he's like, well, my name is Abdullah Muhammad Abdidi Albibi Nusatra, whatever. I don't know. And then, like, all the Americans will be standing around, like, wide eyed, you know. There'll be a moment of silence, and then some guy will be like, you know what? We'll call you Tex. We'll call you Tex. um, I mean, it's like kind of like the American way to like reduce language to its most simple. If this trend continues, it's American. It's just going to be a bunch of a variety of grunts with a lot of different meaning in it, right? Um, but it always fascinated me that American names don't mean anything, right? Like I looked at the Native Americans and I thought their names were cool, like Cloud Warrior or something like that, but it's like our names actually do mean stuff, uh, and once I learned that, like I try to tell other Americans this. I'm like, no, like this name means this name means that. And like my mom's mother was a smith, right? She was K. Smith, right? Um, and then she married a Biederman, but like Smith means blacksmith, right? So one of my ancestors was an English blacksmith, um, and like her first name's gonna mean something, like. But it's like, here's the question, right? Here's the question. Here's the question for all you scholars and intelligent, wise folk out there. Let's see what your answers are to this question. How does a people lose the meaning to its names? Right? Because American names, they do mean something, right? Um, my birth name is Gabriel Max Baldonado, right? And Gabriel means power of God. And Max means great, so I am the great power of God. And Baldonado is assumed to have come from Maldonado, which means badly given, right? The first Maldonado was a slave of a Frenchman, and he was able to win his freedom. And the Lord there named him Maldonado because his freedom was badly given. It was given against the will of the master. But the master was bragging, like, I'll beat my servant in a duel or something. And yeah, so Baldonado, I mean, we don't know where that comes from, but we assume the original was Maldonado. Um, and there's many stories on Baldonado. It's like I talked to this one priest, and he said that the first Baldonados were Maldonados, but the names came from the baptismal registries, and the priest's M's looked like a B, so their name became Baldonado. My grandpa said that once people came to the New World, sometimes they'd switch around one letter of their name in order to signify a new birth. And so M became B. I also heard that the first Baldonado was playing a poker game and he didn't have any more money to bet, so he bet his last name. He's like, I'll change my last name. I also heard that the first Baldonado here in New Mexico was actually a Sicilian, which is my dad's grandfather. He was a Sicilian. And apparently he was fleeing from trouble within Sicily, and his name wasn't Maldonado or Baldonado at all. He came here to America to hide from trouble in Sicily. But Donato is gift, so Baal is the god of the Phoenicians, so I'm Baal gifted, the great power of God. That's my birth name. My new name, I've shedded my old name because Gabriel died a long time ago, and I'm now Enrique Zoltano, and this comes from, I started writing stories and I always wanted a pen name, and I was also on the streets and people had street names, and I told people, and my name's Enrique, because that's Enrique Zoltano is my pen name, but my pen name has become my new identity. That's how because the old me is dead, and Enrique Zoltano is the new me. And Enrique means Lord. I was talking to this one guy and he said that Tano means soldier and Zod means sun. So I'm the Lord Commander of the Sun Soldiers. But no, it's, names do have meaning, So how does a tribe lose the meaning of their names? But here I'm gonna throw out a possible proposition for you, right? And the proposition is thus. Like when the Social Security numbers started coming out, there were some people who were arguing that these Social Security numbers were just government identity numbers, so they can identify us by a number rather than our name, because there's other Gabriel Baldonados out there, so it's more useful to them to identify us by a number, and so our identity now becomes a number rather than a name. And that was their argument. And they failed the debate, and the Social Security got passed. But I don't think that is enough to make sense of the loss of meaning of a name. And my proposition would be that once your name became any business of the government, that's maybe when it started losing meaning. I don't know, what do you guys think?